guys! You're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Okay, isang international student na naman ang ating kakausapin. International student kasama ang kanyang asawa dito sa Canada. Alam mo, interesting ang kanilang kwento. Because, ang isa sa mga biggest concerns ng international student, syempre pipili sila kung saang school sila mag-a-apply. Kino-consider dyan, syempre, ang cost of living. Many would opt to go for provinces or schools in provinces where cost of living is cheaper. Pero hindi po yan ang naging strategy nitong mag-asawa na ito. They actually believe that it would do them well to start their life in Canada, in a city na medyo isa sa pinakamahal dito sa Canada. They are actually in Vancouver. Okay, so papasok na po sila. Alamin natin ang kanilang kwento. We are talking to Paulo and Pin Behasa. Okay, they are in Vancouver. Hi, guys!
Hello.
Hi! Tama ba yung sinabi ko? Tama naman, di ba?
Yes.
Okay, so si Tin, ang student, she is studying related sa nursing. Tama ba, Tin?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then si Paulo, managerial level na po siya in the BPO industry. Okay, can you share with us first, why did you want to leave the Philippines?
Actually, wala naman kaming plan really to move out of the Philippines, pero yung nag-decide kami during yung pandemic times na na-realize lang namin yung tipong yung iba lang yung support from from Canada, since my family is in Canada, iba yung support na binibigay ng government compared dun sa what we've experienced in the Philippines in support ng government in terms of pandemic.
I'm sure you saw yung problems sa mga pagbibigay ng assistance specifically. I remember that in the Philippines, yung special amelioration program. If I remember correctly, 1,500 pesos, di ba? Hirap na hirap pang makuha ng mga nangangailangan nating kababayan din. Yung iba hindi pa buo nakukuha yung 1,500. And then you learn from your family na sila, very easy yung pagdating ng assistance. So that made you think, tama ba?
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically yun. Kasi, I mean, maraming, natural disasters na pwede mangyari, right? So, one example, for example, is pandemic. But, I mean, marami pang pwede mangyari, di ba? On a situation, even in the Philippines, Philippines might be prone sa masali sa war, for example, right? With the ongoing China feud and then also, syempre, may ibang natural disasters na makita mo lang na talaga yung unfortunately yung Philippines is not really ganun ka-equipped to to support yung mga citizens na in terms of talagang mga ganyang mga situational calamities or pandemic.
Oh. And for our viewers watching, si Paulo and Tin actually felt that they were already very comfortable in Manila, no? Pero iniwan nyo pa rin.
Yeah.
Ano naging mindset ninyo? Nako, sige, ano ba to? Iiwan ba natin yung komportable nating buhay sa Pilipinas? Are we ready? How did you prepare?
Actually, at first, sobrang haba ng discussion namin kasi dami naming pros and cons, ang dami talaga naming winay na mga factors pag nag-migrate kami dito sa Canada, pag nag-move kami dito. Like, for example, yung work namin, okay naman kami both. I'm working in a multinational pharmaceutical company, and then siya, same position with senior manager level na siya. So, yun yung mga factors na kailangan naming i-rule out. Like, ano bang magiging buhay natin once we move sa Canada? So, mahaba talaga.
Okay. Tapos, tulad ng sinabi ko dun sa intro, pinili ninyo intentional kumbaga na napunta kayo ng Vancouver. Well, number one, dahil andyan po pala yung family ni Paulo. But also, naniniwala kayo na kahit mahal ang cost of living dyan, it will work for you. Tama ba yun? O sige, Paulo, can you explain ano yung naging mindset ninyo going into or choosing your province?
Aside syempre sa, of course, may count din yung talaga yung may relatives ka. But of course, kasi yung background din kung saan pwede yung ma-apply yung background ko sa work ko. Kasi for example, ang mga major cities na nakikita ko maraming openings dun sa mga work ko is really, pag hindi Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, ganyan, or Montreal. So, pero kasi sa Montreal, medyo kailangan doon bilingual eh.
Oo. Hindi ka na-discouraged because, many people are saying, nako, hindi talaga may iwasan na mag-umpisa ka from the bottom. Dapat hindi mo asahan na same level ng trabaho mo sa Manila ang makukuha mo agad dito sa Canada. How did you feel about those saying na ganun?
Hindi kasi ako na-discourage kasi yung mga past experience ko sa work ko sa BPO, I've been handling kasi multinational teams. So talaga nag-handle ako ng team, like for example, nag-handle ako ng team sa US, nag-handle ako ng team sa Canada. So meron na talaga ako exposure of really managing people from, different cultural or even country backgrounds talaga. So hindi sa akin naging parang hindrance, mag-back to Brazil, or baka questionin ako na hindi ko kaya mag-handle ng Canadian people or American people or whatever, ethnic background. So I had that experience already of handling those having that multicultural background.
I see. So in short, syempre confident si Paolo with his work background. And so how was your job hunting? Paolo actually got the same level of, tama ba? Halos parehong level
Halos
ng
same,
trabaho?
yeah.
Oh, can you share with us? That's very good to hear. You're so blessed because again, many people aren't as lucky. Diba? Anong nangyari sa job hunting mo? Was it easy?
So, yung in terms of the job hunting, I mean, normal talaga yun eh. Talagang, sorry kasi nasa planning side ako, so forecasting side ako. So, meron talagang forecast talaga doon, usually around 10% lang talaga magre-reply sa'yo eh. In terms of the job hunting mo. Kasi pagdating namin, meron akong 15 days na quarantine pa noon, mandatory.
Oh,
So that time, doon na talaga ako nag-send ng mga CV ko siya resumes. Yung first week ko, medyo hindi siya ganun ka-successful. I was using mostly Indeed and LinkedIn. Yung Indeed nagbigay ng parang notification sa akin ng ng CV review. Na they can do a CV review. May mga 3 packages sila. Tapos yung pinakamahal na package, if I can recall, was around $100.
oh, mahal din okay. Oo.
Na meron kang one-on-one coaching with them, paano mo gagawin yung CV mo and do sa mga interviews and everything. Tapos meron siyang money back guarantee kung wala kang makuha interviews sa Indeed mismo. So sabi ko, pwede naman to, $100. I mean,
Okay.
So, tapos sinabi ko, parang good investment, kung $100 as ang may mo, let's say, $40-50 an hour, di ba, na work, bawi ka kagad doon kung $100.
Grabe, talagang tinarget mo 40 to 50. Ang taas po nun, na rate. So, did it work?
Yeah, so, doon ko na-realize na nag-send ako ng CV. So, nagkaroon kami ng 2 one-on-one sessions. Yung unang session namin, understand niya kasi kung ano yung mga ginagawa ko sa work. In-explain ko, tapos inayos na yung everything. So, nung inayos na yun, in-explain niya sa akin yung ATS system.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
so kailangan ma-capture yung
tracking system
ma-capture
na yun.
yung lahat ng mga words doon. Tapos sinabi na sa akin na i-limit yung CV up to 2 pages kasi medyo marami akong mga work experience eh. So i-limit lang doon sa 2 pages. Yung mga job experience hindi siya kasya sa 2 pages kasi meron ako mga ibang multiple positions kasi nag-work ako from started as a call center agent tapos nag-move up ako and everything. So, yung may iba doon, binanggit na lang as line para lang masabi doon sa ATS system na kung nag-aaral sila na, let's say, call center representative. So, at least makaka-capture lang, okay, may call center.
Okay,
So, parang,
I'll interrupt a little. Ang sinasabi ni Paolo, basically, yan ang kahalaga ng resume building po dito sa Canada. Okay, that's a very, very big factor sa job hunting po dito. Yung sinasabi po niyang ATS, I believe that is Applicant or Application Tracking System. It's a system or a software used by many employers here na kinascan ang inyong mga resume. So, hindi pa po madalas tao ang tumitingin ng resume nyo agad.
yes.
They only scan it and find keywords. So, kailangan very well-crafted ang inyong resume para ma-scan ka at mapunta ka doon sa next level of the hiring process. I guess for job interview. Tama, di ba, Pao?
Yep. Kailangan talaga doon naka-align i-align mo lahat ng mga achievements mo and yung mga skills mo doon sa job description na down to the detail. Kaya medyo matrabaho kasi talaga dito yung mag-apply.
Okay, so you spent $100 doon, Pao. O ano ang naging balik? If you don't mind, ano ang naging balik sa'yo?
So yung nakuha ko yung unang job ko, nakalaya ako ng October 1 Kasi
Nakalaya talaga.
Na 15
Okay,
day quarantine. Tapos, October 25, nag-start na ako nung first work ko sa Service BC, Canada. So,
Oh, government
well,
agad.
so dahil call center yung background ko, and at that time, kailangan silang mga teams na nag-handle ng scheduling ng vaccines dito sa BC. So, I started as a supervisor doon, handling 20 agents, work from home.
Work from home, syempre, at the pandemic kasi, and supervisory level na agad. Tama?
Yes.
Ang galing kasi again, alam mo naman, many people say, hindi nangyayari yan. Huwag ka maniwala na makakakuha ka ng magandang trabaho. So, you don't obviously, based on your experience, hindi ka naniniwala dyan, Pao. Anong sasabihin mo sa mga magtatanong sa'yo, kunyari na, ano, Paolo, dapat ba, try ko bang kumuha ng magandang trabaho or should I just grab the first job offered to me?
I think dapat talaga i-check mo muna yung profession mo kung talagang in demand siya. And then look really kung saan talaga siya in demand, kung maraming openings doon. If you see na kaya mo naman din yung confident ka doon sa skills mo, and I guess you're able to articulate yung speak, kasi kailangan, I guess, isang factor din kasi yung medyo ma-articulate mo yung sarili mo in English,
Correct.
diba? Kasi talagang nosebleed ka talaga dahil puro English na talaga yung sasabihin mo.
Yeah.
During
And
the
it so
interview.
and it so happened, yung kay Paolo, pinili nila Vancouver, where we all know it's very expensive, yung cost of living. Hindi ka rin na-discourage na, paano ba yan? Sa Vancouver, maraming in-demand yung trabaho ko at ang mahal ng cost of living dun. Paano yung naging discussion yung mag-asawa tungkol dyan?
Yeah, so yung discussion namin first nga yung meron kaming yung family ko nandito which will be able to support us like on the first onset, 'di ba? Second factor yun nga, check ko na rin kasi kung parang magkano yung sweldo ng isang gantong profession na ginagawa, 'di ba? So ginugol ko na siya and chinek ko na. Para at least kasi usually tinatanong kasi nila sa interviews how much is your expected salary? So dapat masabi mo na kagad kung ano yung expected salary mo. And thinking on that situation din kasi na, pag, for example, at Vancouver kami or actually isang kinukonsider namin Toronto, ito yung salary mo, pero ito yung, let's say, rent namin is $2,000.
Mahal, no? Ang mahal ng 2,000. Okay,
One bedroom.
Pero for example, 2,000, as ito naman yung salary mo versus, for example, makapunta ka sa murang province na, let's say, 1,000 lang yung rent mo, pero mahirapan ako kumuha ng job and worst scenario, magbaback to zero ko ng $15. Either way, panalo ka pa rin dun sa mas expensive na city.
Tignan nyo. Iba ang perspective ni Paolo. And he thought of this in advance and it worked out for him. At alam mo, swerte talaga tong si Pao and Tin because si Tin also was fairly quick. Nakahanap din siya agad ng part-time job once he started school. Sige, Tin, paano naman yung naging job hunting experience mo?
Yeah, so same pagdating ko dito, pandemic, so may quarantine. So I was advised by my parents-in-law na gamitin yung time na yun to maximize din yung pag-job hunt nga namin para hindi rin kami nakatenga while quarantine. Then by that time na makalabas, at least meron kaming, application na inaantay, kumbaga. So in my case, since I work in a pharmaceutical company before, so may background na ako sa sales, at the same time yung interpersonal skills, kaya ko naman. Kasi yun yung mindset ko na kung kaya ko naman sa Pilipinas, yung, alam mo yun, you have to believe yung mga capability mo, pwede mo pa rin talaga siyang magamit once you move dito sa Canada. Huwag talagang i-break yung mindset na ganun. Kasi magagamit mo siya. So I landed a job actually 2 job dahil registered nurse ako sa Pilipinas, and then at the same time yung the rest of my working years nag-work ako sa sales. So both ko siya nagamit here. Yung first part-time job ko rather is clinic coordinator sa isang clinic, and at the same time healthcare assistant din ako since I have a medical background nga sa Philippines. So yun. So yun yung 2 part-time ko siya dito. Until now, yun pa rin yung work ko.
Ang swerte ninyong dalawa, grabe. Okay, but I'm sure when you were starting out, at the back of your mind, hindi mo rin naman maiiwasan, okay, paano kung hindi mag-workout ito? Did you two have a backup plan? Kumbaga, ano ang preparations niyo sakaling hindi kayo naging as successful, let's say, sa job hunting ninyong dalawa? If you don't mind sharing with us, did you bring enough funds? For how long? Ano yung naging backup plan ninyo?
Actually, yung backup plan talaga namin is yung house namin tsaka yung mga gamit namin, talagang hindi naman namin siya binenta.
Binenta, yeah.
Sira na nga siya ngayon.
Pilipinas? Sa Pilipinas, tama ba?
Sa Pilipinas, yeah.
Pilipinas.
Uuwi kayo, ibig niyo sabihin, gano'n? Mahali?
Yun yung parang pinaka-fallback namin if ever na talagang pag pumalpak lahat. I mean, we could always start kasi okay naman kami sa Philippines like we said initially.
How long were you prepared to, let's say, be jobless? How long were you prepared to job hunt?
Yung namin, yung talagang prepare namin is around 1 million no?
Yeah. Actually,
1
more than 1M. Oo. Kasama na dun yung sa tuition fee. Kasi nung pumunta kami dito, we paid na yung buong semester ng
Okay.
school.
Buong year, 1 year.
1 year
1 year.
rather. So yeah,
1
1
year.
year. So naka-less na yon dun sa budget namin nung nag-move kami dito. Talagang kailangan talaga may baon ka financially. Hindi lang talaga siya like
Hindi lang yung
nga ng iba
pang-school.
Oo, hindi lang pang school kasi talagang maraming factors hindi mo masasabi paano nga pag pumalpak, 'di ba? So ano yung backup plan namin? So meron talaga kaming extra ba?
Okay. So
na
again,
sinalak for that.
covered na yung school nitin for 1 year. How about your rent? Did you set aside funds for your rent? Did you have several months in advance ready?
So, ginawa namin, kasi nga dahil may relatives kami, so may extra room pa yung parents ko. So, tumira muna kami doon.
Yeah, for the
Okay.
meantime. Alright.
Start renting when you guys had jobs? Ganun ba ang nangyari?
Hindi naman, bumuelo pa kami ng konti. So, nung nagkaroon na kami ng jobs, nag-ipon muna kami ng konti.
Mhm.
Tapos,
Yun na.
naghanap din kami nung place na talagang gusto namin. So, yung place na kinuha namin is bago lang talaga siya. So, parang kami rin yung parang first renters.
Mhm.
So, bagong building.
I see. Okay. And now, how has life been? Alam nyo, kasi before kami nag-start nitong interview, sabi nila, talagang they were very comfortable back in the Philippines. They had expensive belongings, na mga ganyan. O, kamusta na? How would you compare? Siyempre, sabihin ng iba, nag-move ka ng Canada. Pero, ang sarap naman ng buhay ko dito sa Pilipinas. Pag sa Canada, magiging ganito lang ako. Hindi ko ma-afford tong bagay na to. Kamusta kayo dyan?
Basically, masaya kami. I mean, in terms of, yung terms of comparing kasi, hindi mo kasi mapu-compare talaga yung Philippines and Canada. Talagang magkaiba yung perspective ng magandang buhay doon sa
Yeah.
magandang buhay dito eh.
Mhm.
In terms of, for example, like yung cost of living, right? So, pag galing ka kasi talagang Philippines, talagang iisipin mo lagi kasi mas mahal
Mas
dito.
mahal.
Kasi, aminin natin, yung buying power ng peso is really talagang mababa compared sa Canadian dollar. So, isipin mo lagi na lahat mas mahal dito. Pero once you're earning, okay na Canadian dollars, I mean, kaya naman siya in terms of yung living here in Canada. And then you get a lot of dun sa benefits eh. So, I mean, yung generally, the place is just better. I mean, because you're in a first world country, I mean, yung amenities and everything.
Yes.
Like, for example, transportation, yung mga parks and everything, or anything that yung, even just buying, di ba, tas mag-return ka na ng gamit pag di mo nagustuhan or whatever. Hindi ka na makikipag-debate or anything.
Wala nang tanong-tanong yun. Balik mo lang talaga, di ba?
Correct.
Yeah.
Kasi nabanggit mo yung government benefits. Kasi yung first job niya as dun sa supervisor ng mga nagsischedule ng vaccine, after the pandemic, medyo he was let go dahil lumiit na yung workforce, yung pangangailangan. Naka-experience ka ng employment insurance. Tama ba, Pao? Can you share with us how you felt about that government assistance?
So, funny nga ng kwento na nun. Kasi nung na-lay off na nung around June, so parang nakapag 6 months na, more than 6 months, dun sa role ko, sabi kong gano'n, na-lay off ako, so parang worried ako kasi pag sa Philippines, pag na-lay off ko, parang, oh no, anong gagawin ko? I was earning okay na talaga, na parang to support each other na in terms of dun sa earnings eh. Tapos yun nga, yung biglang nawala, parang nahinaan ako ng loob bigla eh.
Correct.
So,
Oo.
So nangyari, kinuwento ko sa wife ko, so parang, yun nga, worried kami, gano'ng kabata kami. Then we had to tell my parents. And then, sinabi ko sa parents ko, iba yung reaction nila, tsaka ng kapatid ko, parang, wow, ang swerte mo.
Kasi
Kasi may EI.
mga ka-EI, oo nga. Ang EI po, hindi lang po yan during pandemic ha. And it's not automatically available for all Canadians. You have to work a certain number of months. May minimum po yan. 6 months ba, Paolo, ang required?
Yeah, I think 6 months ang required
Okay.
na
To be able to
stay or something.
qualify for EI. Ang EI po, bibigyan ka ng gobyerno ng pera habang na-lay off ka. And it's not a small amount. Tama ba ba?
Yeah, yung nakukuha ko ng EI na wala akong ginagawa, halos 6 digits na rin no, sa Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah, oo.
Wala akong ginagawa.
Oo, pero hindi yan forever, syempre, yung mga viewers
Yeah,
natin
yeah.
baka sabihin, o, di, wag na magtrabaho. Parang, I think it's up to maybe 1 year.
1 year and 1 year.
Diretso na po yan sa bangko
Yes.
ninyo, di ba, Paolo? Napakadali nga naman. Oh, sa first part ng interview natin, nabanggit mo yung as government assistance during the pandemic, and now na-experience mo firsthand yung EI. Anong overall thoughts mo about itong yung mga government benefits, yung pagkakaiba?
So yung yun nga, so doon ko na-realize na parang, uy, okay pala talaga dito sa Canada kasi parang never na ako mag-worry na ayun, may matanggal ka sa trabaho kaysa dahil nga yun ba, parang kung pumalpak ka or for example, just for political reasons. I mean, if you're on a management level, di ba, may mga political, rin yan eh, mga kailangan mong i-weave through.
Yeah,
So parang dito parang mas mas safe yung earning mo na if ever mawalan ka ng work, hindi ka pababayaan ng government. Tapos even then yung yung na-realize din namin kasi doon ba nagkaroon na kami ng tawag dito kasi sa BC MSP, I think sa ibang province iba yung
Ano
tawag.
yun?
Yun yung health card namin.
Oh, okay.
Sa MSP parang yun, avail namin yung mga ibang free vaccine, hindi lang dun sa sa COVID, parang pati yung mga flu, yung mga
Yeah.
kasi dun sa Philippines, pinabayaran pa or pa namin sa HMO namin eh.
Oo. Ako, I noticed, marami nagko-comment sa atin since we're already talking about healthcare. Yun yung experience niyo, yung in-avail nyo lahat ng pwede nyong i-avail at marami yan talagang libre. But some are saying, pero if you experience an emergency, that's a different story. Nagkaroon ba kayo ng experience na kinailangan nyo ng urgent care? Wala pa naman.
So far, wala pa naman. For hospitalization, wala.
But yung sinasabi ko po na isang malaking issue po sa healthcare dito sa Canada, yes, the healthcare sector also has some problems here, specifically sa pagresponde sa mga emergency cases. May mga haba daw pong pila sa mga ER. Unfortunately, luckily kami nila Paolo, ako, hindi pa naman po ako nakaka-experience. So maybe we can tackle that ako in a different episode. Kung bago tayo mag-end dahil half an hour na rin tayo. About those saying na hindi na maganda ang Canada ngayon, hindi na sulit magpunta ng Canada ngayon, lolokohin ka lang dyan, maghihirap ka din dyan. Okay, based on your experience, ano ang inyong comment dyan?
I mean, honestly, based sa experience namin, I mean, we're on our own already. So we have our own place. Although yes, ngayon rental pa lang siya. Pero nakakuha na kami ng car namin, which is a brand new car. Care of my company din kasi nga may car plan niya.
Oh, wow!
It's not work.
Okay, you're so lucky. Okay, oh.
So I think in terms of yung standard of living, mas mataas talaga dito, and we're happy that we're living here in Canada na benefits everything, like even yung mga vacations mas madami.
Yeah, so yun nga, yung perspective ng tao na talagang challenging, mahirap. Yeah, it's normal lalo na kapag talagang wala ka ring relatives, let's say may mga international students na pumunta or couples na pumunta na, yun nga, walang relatives dito. Talagang struggle at first, but then yung sinasabi nga namin based on experience na kailangan din i-break yung mindset. Yung perspective mo na magagamit mo pa rin naman yung mga work experiences nyo back in the Philippines kapag nag-land kayo dito. And then talagang it takes time sa application. So you have to be prepared, and yun nga, yung sa pinaka-initial part is yung pagpasa ng CV, yung interview and so on. So yun yung mga preparations na kailangan din talagang paghandaan na yun nga, para makapag-land din ng job na okay dito sa Canada.
And I guess it's also yung perspective dun sa life. Like for example, dun sa Philippines kami, so kasi we were earning well naman, di ba? So we can afford to get some house help. Siyempre, dito, siyempre may mga adjustments ka dahil dito medyo mahal kumuha ng house help. So talagang natuto kami maglaba, magluto, and everything. So, yun yung mga life-changing, Pero at least at the back of your mind naman na, alam mo na pag biglang na-aksidente ka or whatever na alam mo na wala kang gagastusin or anything, or bigla ka mawala ng trabaho, alam mo na not your fault, na alam mo na wala kang gagastusin. Which is, ang laking bagay nun na nagbibigay ng peace of mind sa sa sarili mo and for your family. And the potential pa once na magkaroon kaming kids, right? So
iba pang benefit
Yes,
naman. That's so good to hear, and I'm so happy to hear stories like yours, 'di ba? Yung kumbaga nagsasabi na huwag kayo ma-discourage, 'di ba? Don't give in dun sa negative mindset. Ayun, tignan nyo yung nangyari kay Pao and Tin. They're very happy. Swerte sila. They didn't start from the bottom. By the way, Pao, hindi mo yata nabanggit. What was your job after you
yeah.
Okay.
So after that, I really got to do sa role ko na, which is workforce management. So I'm handling a team dito sa Vancouver, saka sa Montreal. So I do travel to Montreal. I think schedule goes twice a year.
Oh, okay. So again, mataas na position po muli ang nakuha niya. So you guys are so blessed. I'm so happy. Sana makarinig pa tayo ng iba ding mga storya na nakaka-inspire sa ating mga aspiring international students. Diba?
Yeah, this is to inspire them na there's no need really to go back to zero, right? Kaya naman ng Filipino credentials na to be successful here in Canada.
Thank you, Pao and Tin. So that's it for episode. We'll see you at the next one. Bye! Bye kayo!